In a day and age when giving an opinion that doesn't resonate with that of others is practically a death wish, I must be suicidal to be saying this. Battlefront 2 is good. I think the game is actually well made, and there's a lot of fun to be had. I mean, it basically is all that we wished for from the first one, and more. But of course, EA, the Hitler of video game companies, had to stick its big fat dick in the game and jizz out microtransactions all over the place. The amount of backlash the game got for the loot boxes and the paywalls caused EA to remove the option to buy things in the game until a later date. So by the time the game was released, it had already built up quiet in opposition. People seem to forget that the game was actually made by DICE, who can actually make a good multiplayer game. Yes, EA is scummy. We all know that. But we should take a moment and appreciate what DICE has made here. I half feel this game was intended not to have any loot boxes or stuff of that sort, but EA was like, no, 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 you're doing this all wrong, man. You have to have as many ways to extort money from the player as possible. Here, let me show you. Add some of these, and then add some of this, and let's not forget to make it pay to win as hell, so we can get that money. Enough prelude. It's time to actually talk about why I think the game is good. But in order to do that, I want to get all that I actually think is bad about the game out of the way. I'm not disgusted by the idea of loot boxes, and actually find them fun and rewarding when done right. But Battlefront 2 does not do loot boxes right. It takes forever to get one, and the rewards are shit, because you have to upgrade them, which takes forever unless you pay extra money. The campaign is ass. But I'll get to that later. The reworked star cards feel built around the loot box system, which is shit, making the star card shit. I actually think I preferred the star cards from the first game, just because the unlock system was much more motivating than the one loot box you get a day. The ship game mode is still irrelevant, but it does feel a lot better to control the ships, so I mean that's a thing. Ray's mind control is broken, like what the fuck? The all-era thing on any map really takes me out of the immersion. When Ray is fighting Darth Maul, but Fresh Puppy, why do you like this enormity of a game? Well, because it's fun. Because there is something seriously fun about force-pushing people. This game is the closest genuine Star Wars experience I've had. Using a lightsaber wielder is one of the best parts of the game. And now they are actually somewhat obtainable in the normal game mode Galactic Assault. You get them by spending battle points, which you get by playing the game. It's much better than the random hero tokens in the first game. There was a lot of anger over the paywall for Vader and Luke, but on the first day I played it, I unlocked both of them. So that's not a valid argument anymore. Compared to the first game, this game is a masterpiece. More maps, more heroes, and it's an actual finished game and not half of one. The game is a solid multiplayer shooter, and not to mention it looks gorgeous. But one thing it's not, however, is a good single-player game. The battle scenarios are fun little distractions, but get boring fast, and the campaign is dog shit. Spoiler warning for anyone who actually cares about the Battlefront 2 campaign, though I doubt that's many. The campaign is a repetitive mess. I can't decide if it wants to be cheap and kill you in some bullshit fashion, or be a cakewalk. I was actually really excited when I found out that we were playing as the Empire. Any game where you play as a villain is interesting from the start. So imagine my fucking disappointment when I found out that after 4 missions you become a rebel. The campaign is cliche and boring after the beginning, and the new extension, Resurrection, isn't any better. I will mention the Endor level, the Luke level, and the Han Solo level were the best levels of the entire campaign, and were actually pretty fun. So my final thoughts on Battlefront 2, it's a great multiplayer game. The highlights being heroes versus villains and Galactic Assault. A genuinely fun experience, but it still has plenty of flaws. If patches are made, I really think this game might be one of the best released in 2017. The campaign is shit though.